Galio would be a very tanky choice. They are lacking damage with the Galio picked up here. I mean, if you were watching yesterday, you'd be talking about Galio wondering why I'm saying lacking damage, because that's Chovy, and he did way too much damage on that Galio. But this looks to me like it is focusing way more on being beefy and brawly, and Hybrid is going to be relied upon to do almost like 50% of the damage for this team.
I have no idea how they're going to control the early game.
Yeah,
especially when it comes to LeBlanc, and your jungler is playing Olaf, and Galio is going to get styling by LeBlanc as well in lane, right? I mean, you can get early Priya for sure if you want to trade your HP, but slowly Olaf is going to get useless when it comes to mid Priya because it's LeBlanc. And Jace is going to push topside, right? And also both side is Kalista Ezreal matchup I mentioned already.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I mean, on Fleek
good
is going to have like...
by Yamato Cannon.
Yeah, exactly. And I messaged Yamato Cannon today. I said, I hope good drafts will rain from the heavens, much like the Yamato Cannons of old StarCraft. And look, it seems like it has. LS talks about themes and things like this. He doesn't like Lee Sin generally, but the comp out of Sandbox is geared entirely around the mid game. And everything comes online at around the same time. Like, you look at 2 items for Jace, LeBlanc, and the Kalista, and they're all going to be able to fight around, you know, potentially Dragon Souls if they're able to control the early game effectively. And I think it is a really, really good comp that suits Sandbox very well. SeolHaeOne Prince do have a lot of teamfight potential. They do have a lot of tankiness. They do have a new jungler. But I just don't think they have enough damage, and they definitely don't have priority around this map.
They have new jungler, but I think he can be mental booming after this game because...
Yeah, he's like, why did you bring me in if you're going to draft this crappy comp?
It's like our bot lane has Braum, and our top lane is losing.
Whoa,
eventually.
That's a cool Nautilus skin. I haven't seen that one.
It's, I think it's Conqueror Nautilus.
Whoa, Gorilla's never used it. Because Gorilla is always the mechanical Nautilus, the one that came out on release.
True.
Every single time he uses that. Now he's branched away. We have a new Gorilla with us here. And it's all so that he can match the color scheme of Root's Kalista skin choice, the Blood Moon Kalista.
True.
I actually really like Blood Moon Kalista. I think it's really, really cool. When Kalista Cannon was a thing, you could go double Blood Moon. Skin synergy really is one of my favorite things.
And also, this can be really great.
Oh, on
by
Fleek's
SeolHaeOne.
here. Oh no, Gorilla, what was that? Root is going to get taken down very, very low, going to flash. Not actually over the wall though, as there's the concussive blows. And Root's trying to jump away, but he's not going to be able to. Secret grabs that first blood. And that is just straight up a mistake from Gorilla.
Yeah, and also, that was really great choice by SeolHaeOne because if they just went to lane and nothing happened at level 1, then every disaster situation could happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, because of this, they're going to have both Priya, they are trading side, and top side is just fine, you know, it's just not.
Yeah.
So that was really great level 1 strat by SeolHaeOne Prince.
Whoa. Well, Summit's got more buttons than Ixu has at the beginning of the game because he has the luxury of being Jace. Secret didn't go the Hail of Blades Braum that we saw yesterday. Loved it, to be perfectly honest. The idea of proccing the passive Ixu. He throws it backwards, maybe out of fear. Not wanting to push the lane though, by the looks.
Still pretty hard to dive though because of the wave.
He is level 1. He'll hit level 2 now though.
Yeah, I mean, it's just hard.
Yeah. You don't want to dive really with a Lee Sin and a Jace at this particular level, but Summit is weaving in this harass so beautifully. This lane's already really, really hard for Ixu as we have a look once again. And the dredge line not hitting was just so important. Oh, they thought that Hybrid was going to walk into the brush, but they probably should have understood that Fate showed himself. That's where they're going to be going, right?
Yeah, and also, it doesn't matter though. Like, if,
yeah, maybe just back away, right?
I mean, even if Ezreal got hooked, I don't think that was really like scary moment for them.
Yeah,
because they already have Olaf and Ezreal and Galio and Braum.
Dude, Braum is the best level 1 champion in the game, so
For sure.
I completely understand. Concussive Blow is just so powerful for locking down anyone that you find. And we're not used to talking about it because level 1s just don't really happen anymore. You know, we
That's
barely
true.
ever see them.
Because of the trinkets.
Yeah, right.
And they always uses it at the level 1 and change it to the lens
Yeah.
for more efficiency. You know?
Much like what Secret has done, Gorilla didn't have that luxury. As the skin synergy here on the bottom side of the map, we'll see whether it's enough to carry Sandbox through, but it's a rough start. But I mean, top side is just such a disaster for SeolHaeOne Prince that you can see that Sandbox is still behind by about 400 gold, 300 gold. But I think that the lead that Summit's got is just going to keep extending. Top priority is going to lead to Heralds. Heralds are going to lead to the top turret being destroyed, and
Or
top
bot
turret being destroyed. Well, yeah, or bot turret, depending on where they want to focus. But I have a feeling that it's going to be the focus onto Summit and making sure he's as powerful as possible. And Kuma, he's recognizing that as immediately spotted by the Scry's Bloom on fleek. Great positional play. As he's going to land the Q. Ixu cannot help whatsoever because he's at 100 health, and Kuma has to flash defensively.
I'm not sure what was that.
I mean, Offlane can like try and like flash Q to try and kill Ixu here. We've got to fight on the bottom side as well. That's a lot of value there from Gorilla for just pressing an E right there. But still, not going to be able to get any kills or anything like that. Sandbox look like they've demanded some control here towards the bottom side, purely based on the matchup.
Yeah, and also that was really silly mistake. I mean, rookie mistake by Kuma as well, because he got spotted. I mean,
yeah, right.
No, the Lee Sin is there.
He saw the little eyes over his head.
Yeah, and he lost Splash for no reason.
Dredge line. Secret not going to be holding this wave. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think it's pretty tough, as both top laners have gone back. That's 4 swords for Summit. So many swords. What is he, General Grievous? That's a Star Wars reference that I don't know whether... Have you seen Star Wars Clone Wars?
No.
Don't. Just don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
But anyways, it seems
Not the
like...
the TV show's good.
Yeah.
The movie, don't watch that.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it seems like Sandbox is still having a pretty easy game. It depends on their laning phase. Because even though bot lane got killed in that situation, still the matchup is going, you know. If they can stall out this Rake, it could be really great.
And OnFleek is in position. They have a control ward. He misses the Q though.
Maybe because of the bot wave, it can be really hard.
Yep, Hybrid trying to rotate up. Gorilla can't get a ward in there, so Kuma is going to be able to lock down that first Infernal Drake. Second will be the Ocean. Wonder whether we could ask Nemesis what the soul is going to be for this game. Heard apparently came up with some way of figuring it out. Didn't actually have time to check the video. But would be interested, because that could be added to the script. Hybrid slowed down. Sandbox, yeah, they should be fine. And like you say, I mean, this bottom lane is just inherently going to be better. Like, Sandbox just have a better 2v2 down here in the earlier stages. And so that's why you see the gold is going to move back to even. But being able to get the Infernal Drake is really big for SeolHaeOne Prince.
True. They can delay the game 5 minutes more, so it's really great news for Azure Braum combo on the bot side. And it's slowly getting bigger, the difference between mid and top side. Because, yeah, I mean, just look at the CS difference right now. Mid lane, they're losing, and top side as well.
I mean, Fate is smashing Mickey right now, who's gone and grabbed himself an Ignite from his unsealed spellbook, seeing whether he can impact somewhere, but he's making his way back to lane while Fate just has it frozen on his side of the map. Kuma not going to be doing anything to this LeBlanc whatsoever. Ixu had a decent time just holding the wave underneath his turret, but now it is pushing back. And that's why Kuma has to pay some attention here, as Stand Beside Me is going to be used. Secret gets out of the way. Hybrid taking some damage there, though, as Root showing some prowess laning on this Kalista.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if they are going to contest the Hatter SP, because they have no Priya, and they're kind of forcing it with the tempo right now. But yeah, I guess this is the timing that they can actually contest the Hatter, because
oh dear, unbreakable.
Because slowly they're gonna lose the lane Priya, and lose by the items, you know. But right now, it's not that much of a difference in items, so I think they can actually contest. But we need to see how the fight goes.
Yeah. Power Shock Plus is going to miss. There's the hop, booped back though by the Jace. Q lands on Fleek, getting smacked around by Shelly as Mickey's going to move on over. There is a safeguard, kickback
Gorilla is
onto
moving.
Mickey was real interesting as the flash forward does come through. Mickey lights on Fleek on fire, but he is going to be A-OK. Another empowered Shock Blast, and this Jace just too strong at this stage of the game, to be honest. I don't think SeolHaeOne Prince can really fight right here as Gorilla, like you say, has already moved over. Secret finally gets here. And we've got Callista moving back up. A lot of damage. Depth charge comes out. It's going to be Gorilla grabbing the kill onto Kuma. The taunt goes off onto no one. And now Gorilla's looking for Ixu. Q's going to land. The flashback is... That's a very close range heroic entrance, but it does do its job. Secret not going to be so lucky, though, as Ixu is just going to have to run back, try and get into base, and SeolHaeOne Prince just lose.
Simply, Sandbox was just better team than SP, yeah? I mean,
That's
there
what
was a
it's
chance.
feeling like,
yeah,
yeah.
I mean, there was just, that kind of situation happened. But anyways, there was great attempt by SeolHaeOne Prince as well, because I said already, there was not a huge difference between the items, so
Yeah.
potentially fight can be really possible for them, but support difference happened. Gorilla was moving already, and also Root joined the situation.
I really liked what Gorilla did there.
Yeah.
Actually, I thought the kick was very strange from OnFleek.
I mean, I think he just
off
used
and
it to
disengage,
dodge,
right?
yeah. He just wanted to disengage and survive. But anyways, there was really great focus by Gorilla as well, so he could one-shot it, and really great flash as well. He's doing great.
Yeah, really, really clean. OnFleek getting out of the way here as well is actually going to survive on a sliver of health on that Lee Sin.
But yeah, it comes from the bot lane matchup, right? You have bot prior, so you have better tempo than enemy support. So
Yeah.
you can always move first, even though like you cannot hit the turret, but you can help your top side. And plus, your top side is winning, so it's like cherry on the top.
Yeah, exactly. And to be honest, having mid and top priority when it comes to taking a Herald, it doesn't get much easier than that, right? Like, you're always going to be able to rotate first as the Jace. You're just going to be a better champion at this stage of the game.
Oh my god. Look at the CS difference on the top side.
I know, dude. And, like, look at the mid lane as well. I mean, we're like,
It's just
approximately
insane.
20 for both of them. 30, over 30 here for Summit. Top lane, and he's going to try and deny a bunch of CS here as well, as there's a fight breaking out
Root is here.
Chains are going to be connected. That is a dead Galio, as there's the Fate's call. Secret going to get knocked up. Kuma going to run out of Ragnarok as Fate moves in. Does get the chains down. Meanwhile, below in the river, there's a flash out from Secret, but Hybrid is going to get caught. Fate flashing forward, and Root's going to find a double kill with the flash. Kuma now going to have all these sticks ripped out of him. It's a triple after all the Ren set. 6-1 in kills. Sandbox off to a fantastic start after an awful first blood.
Yeah. Again, both prior, both pressure, and they can always move first. They were not ready for the fight, SP. And also, when they lost Olaf at first place, I mean, I don't see the reason why they choose to fight and continue on the bot side.
Yeah.
Because there was no reason.
Well, now we've got Cloud Soul coming up for either team. Over 3,000 gold is the lead as we have a look at how this fight all started.
Yeah.
It was actually Fate getting pretty caught out, to be honest, but the follow-up from the rest of the team was just too good.
I guess it was Galio, yeah. Galio got cut out, right? So you have no reason to fight it because you're losing in a man advantage already, right? But Secret and Hybrid, they decide to continue the fight and they all die.
Look at the aggression here from Root.
Yeah, and the game is over
Yeah,
because
right.
of this one small skirmishing.
Damn, Root played that flawlessly. Just amazing stuff. If you count the fact that he had to flash into the brush to get vision of the Ezreal for that last auto attack. Whew, really clean. Then he gets all of the gold from the plates. And he's got Blade of the Ruined King now.
Yeah,
There is only an Iceborne Gauntlet. Hybrid does no damage right now, like zero.
for sure. And this game proves that Sandbox can still run for the playoff spot.
Yeah.
I feel like, because it seems like just top tier team versus bottom tier team.
And they did show us that when up against the, the eastern side of the bracket, as the Korean broadcast likes to call it, they do look good. It's much like Afrika, Afrika looks pretty awful when it comes to the top 4.
Yeah.
But outside of that,
Western.
they look like god-tier teams. Make SeolHaeOne Prince lose in 16.5 minutes, right? But this is Sandbox doing a very similar thing. It says a lot about SeolHaeOne Prince, but we don't really want to be talking about that. We want to be talking about Sandbox looking better.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like Sandbox is doing basics and nothing special,
But you need to be good at that to win games in the LCK.
So you're just doing basics, and SP is not even doing the basics, right?
Yeah.
So the game looks like just, one is good and one is inting.
Yeah. Well, 34 CS advantage here for Summit top side. I mean, plate's only 6, so not massive. There's Fate looking to get out of the way of Mickey, but not going to be able to. Decent Justice Punch. As Mickey now finds himself too far up the lane with no flash, and he's going to get kicked back. Q, but the Q is actually connected, and in goes on Fleek. Chains are going to connect, and that is a very dead Gargoyle, and now Ixu. There's Summit here as well, and better top laner is going to be the Jace in this instance. Ixu's going to have to run out of the way as Root coming through for a support gank. Can't see Gorilla right now. He's actually alongside the Kalista, as you can see, but this outer turret in the mid lane is going to be taken down. 6,000 gold lead. He's approximately there for Sandbox, and now Ixu looking to gank this big chicken. He's not going to be able to get there. Back coming through from Summit. And Ixu had vision on him. Knocked into the wall, though. Summit trying to run away, but transforming into Hammer Form gives him the movement speed, and he is going to be able to survive this one. Good wallop onto the LeBlanc, as there's the Q damage onto Ixu. He will be taken down, but the heroic entrance comes in. OnFleek finds himself on the wrong side of the rift, and he will... Oh no! Safeguards to get himself out of the way. But I don't think Blastcone's going to do it here. Yeah, he's out of movement. Tries to get to the Krugs as Mickey is going to be taken. OnFleek still on his own wild ride here, trying to avoid an undertow, and he walks right into it. Calls the juke there, and Kuma is going to be able to grab the second kill here for SeolHaeOne Prince.
Yeah, a little bit of trade of kills, but yeah, still the game is really easy for Sandbox because they're just moving all together. I think it's not one specific player is playing good. They're just moving as 5, play as a team, and it looks really great. And you know what is the difference between a Western team versus Eastern team?
What's that?
I think Sandbox literally played the same way when they played against Damo Gaming. Like Gorilla was using their bot lane priority, but like the way how you deal with the losing lane was just so much better from the Damo Gaming, And
yeah, right.
I don't think SP knows the way how to do it when they're having losing lanes, So their bot lane is always moving first, and look at the minimaps. Like, still, their top side is winning, but still their bot lane is moving towards mid lane to make it sure.
Meanwhile, in live, we can see a team fight has broken out. Gorilla has to flash to get himself out of the way. Concussive blows not going to connect with the Nautilus, and that Glacial Fissure left a little to be desired. Q going to miss from OnFleek as Fate's finally going to rotate on forward. And Summit's going to wait for another acceleration gate and try and chunk them down. Fate managed to get that somehow. Have absolutely no idea how. OnFleek might need that safeguard back as Fate dives into the backline. Good poke damage onto Hybrid, as this Cloud Drake should belong to Sandbox. No way that SeolHaeOne Prince is going to be able to get in here as Summit. He just wants to fight Ixu. He wants to fight anyone, to be honest.
Yeah.
Gets that hammer out to the skies, will find himself into the correct form. Doesn't want to flash to try and kill the Gnar. As Fate, he's hunting through the enemy jungle here. This game is just brilliant for a LeBlanc, by the way.
Yeah.
Having this amount of priority and this amount of map control, I mean, you can just distort everywhere.
And they do not have target CC as well.
Yeah, true.
And Summit is just enjoying his moment, It's a redemption game for him.
Yeah, finally, man. And he's he's a passionate player, Summit. He needs to have games like this to get himself back on track, is how I feel. And, when you get momentum players, there have been so many very famous momentum players. I think Huni is a perfect example. when Huni's on, he is amazing. The Shy is another example.
Sure.
Like, when the Shy's playing well, he's the best top laner in the universe, and you can never beat him. When he's not, when he's tilted, it looks like MSC, where he's just inting on top Lucian. And Summit has literally done the inting on top Lucian thing during the regular season, last split.
Yeah, I guess it's just a top laner thing.
It's a top laner thing, it is. I think it's an isolated lane, so I think there's a bit of ego that goes into it more than other lanes.
For sure.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Doran. He played so great last game, but before that, he was like inting some games actually.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Doran's like, he's definitely a coin flip. He's like the Mickey of top lane. You know, just flipping coins wherever he can. But he played well yesterday. His Fate's going to dive on in. Good Unbreakable there from Secret to try and mitigate some damage. But like you say, there's not a lot of target CC, but Gorilla going to have to go golden underneath this turret. Heroic Entrance will be able to lock down the Nautilus. Is Root doesn't have 2 Fates calls, and now they're going to try and dive on in again. Root still just hopping mad in this fight. Doesn't quite have his Runons complete. As Secret's going to go golden, and now Mickey just waiting for another line of skills, and they will be able to take the Kalista out of the fight. This might be an overextension now, as Summit's going to try and come in and say no. Distort comes down. It's a decent taunt, but Mickey is going to die, and in goes on Fleek to guarantee that kill. Ixu flashing on out, but Summit flashes over as well. Q connects, that's a double for the Lee Sin. And look, it started off well for SeolHaeOne Prince, but they're just too far behind.
I think this is the greatest LeBlanc with 1 kill.
I know, right? He's 100% kill contribution.
Yeah.
Man. He's just slipping through, in and out of all of these team fights.
Yeah. And I already mentioned it before in the ban picks that do they have chance with this draft, you know? Because there is no tools to play against LeBlanc. You have no CC, you have no laning phase tool, or do you have late game? Yes, you have, but
I mean,
look at your Ezreal.
Bit,
it's already 20 minutes and you don't even have Ramana. And he's losing item against Kalista. So it's like disaster.
And he might have like an extra component item, right? But the 2-item spike from Kalista is just too strong. He didn't have it in this team fight, which is why the Kalista wasn't able to get those Ren sets. Like, look at SeolHaeOne Prince. They are stacked up as 4 people that are really low health. I mean, Root, if he did have his Runons here, like, that is so much more damage.
Yeah.
But thankfully for SeolHaeOne Prince, he didn't, and therefore they were able to grab that kill. He does have it now, so that team fight would look very different.
Yeah.
But look, like, as soon as Fate comes in, like, he gets taunted, wallop, doesn't matter, Distortion exists.
Maybe some people can say SeolHaeOne Prince just inted, but I think there was a no choice.
If they have to try and make a play right here.
I mean, if they just backed out, then nothing can happen. But that's not a situation that they are looking for right now. You know, they just need to trade some kills because they're just way too behind compared to Sandbox. And look at the gold difference.
Over 8,000. Cloud Drake going to be up in a minute's time. Baron being considered now by Sandbox. SeolHaeOne Prince trying to fight back for some vision as Secret will find Summit and finds an empowered shock blast to his face.
Yeah, I mean, unless Sandbox tries the Nashor right now.
Oh god.
Oh wait.
Those gold differences, dude. Hey! Oh man.
3.4k on the top side, yeah?
Yeah, that's almost double what Ixu had. Ixu has a Black Cleaver, and there is Ghostblade Black Cleaver Serrated Dirk completed for Summit.
Yeah. And also my question is, why do you play with Mickey when you just want to let him play Galio? You know?
Well, I mean, we saw what Galio could do.
Yeah, I know, but I don't think it's Galio thing. I think it's just Chovy, being Chovy.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true. Having a look at that damage just seen. Summit, of course, has done a lot. He's been whacking on a Gnar all day, but Fate, he's been darting in and out of these fights. He's now got himself a really cool wizard hat, and he's got a cane, he's got his fancy shoes, and he's ready to wreak some havoc. 1-0, 12, 100% kill contribution. Do you want to give him the pog now, or should we do it later?
I'm doing it right now.
Yeah, there we go. That's my boy.
But anyways, like...
I'll place that one up here. And then he ints into a team fight, and like it's
I mean,
one with a pentakill from Summit or something.
Yeah, I mean, Deathcare for the second item as LeBlanc. How good it is.
I know, it's beautiful. And actually, if you can accelerate to an item like this at this timing, my god, there is just no way to capitalize on a good early game.
But at least, Azure got 2 items with Muramana.
Hey, there we go.
Maybe there's a 1% chance of winning for certain Prince. If they just run into Brown and they got 5-man ulted and like 5-man ulted like well,
That's true.
they're shooting all the skill shots of
5-man Nara, like you were talking about.
Yes, and then 5 axes as well.
5 axes. 1 axe over 5 people.
Yes, and he just flash in and pick it up and 5 axes.
Yep. Totally. Yeah, flash, pick it up, over again. All secrets ulting.
So basically they have to make miracles.
Yeah. Nixon can also land a 5-man wallop after he's everyone on the wall. And while they're getting knocked up by Nixon, I mean, there's a chance they can be CC for about 5 seconds.
Yeah, I mean seriously, we are not joking.
No, that could happen.
That could happen because that is the power of Azure and Braum.
What they need to do is make sure they lock Fate down for that Inspire time and kill it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he just destroys back again.
And also this kind of situation is the worst that Sandbox and SeolHaeOne has to face. They have no vision. They have no face checker.
Well, Secret's going to try. He does at least have the Unbreakable. Now that's on cooldown.
It's breakable.
Yeah, Fate is here. Oh no, stamp side. Going to be good. Moves on over exactly the right time. Mickey's top lane. He's got to throw again so that he can get in amongst this fight. Armed. Nice as well. Now, Sandbox is going to move back to the Baron. And try and take this one down. Secret had to go for a reset, so 4 versus 5 theoretically. Unless you count Baron as a member of SeolHaeOne Prince. It is doing a bit of damage here to Sandbox. The summit is relatively low, but will still have poke options. Now, Hybrid is going to be able to dive in. Fate is going to chunk him as, oh no, interrupted onto Mickey. He has to go golden. Hybrid out of the fight. The Q's going to land. The flash in from on fleek. And even able to follow with the safeguard. And it doesn't matter if he dies. He's done his job. As now Sandbox are on the attack. Root just going to bounce forward. He'll take down the Olaf as Secret at least has an Unbreakable there, but he doesn't have it for the turret. This turret is going to be taken. Another minion wave comes in. Fate flashes after the Braum. No dredge line, but they're not going to have an inhibitor, and they may not have Nexus turrets at this point either.
Yeah, they are looking for the end at this point, and nothing can stop them.
Do we want to give it to OnFleek now for that like really sick pickoff? As that's a nah. Gorilla going to have to flash out of the way of it, and Dredgeline is going to destroy. That is a brilliant rend. That's going to get the double instantly. These Nexus turrets also going to go down as Hybrid. Yep, can he get in? No, he can't.
3 items.
Nexus looking for it. Yeah, I mean, Death Dance is done. We've done it, boys. Nexus is dead. Congratulations to Sandbox.